Welcome to Show Pop. I have fun breaking down the shows everybody's watching. Today, I'm breaking down episode 5 of Kimora Back in the Fab Lane. I'll start with a quick thematic overview before moving into my unfiltered commentary and real-time reactions as I watch the episode. I wrap things up with a concise breakdown of recurring themes, behavior patterns, and relationship dynamics that really stood out. Think of this as the after show to your favorite show. It's like talking on the phone with your observant and intuitive best friend. Grab yourself a glass of wine and let's get into it. Episode 5 of Kimora Back in the Fab Lane is a quieter, more intimate installment. One that steps away from spectacle and leans into care, culture, and continuity. The episode focuses on health, heritage, and the ways women plan for futures that aren't guaranteed. It's intentional, offering a deeper look at how Kimora and her daughters navigate legacy, responsibility, and identity behind the scenes. Let's get into the recap.
Okay, so today I am going to be reviewing and commenting on episode 5 of Kimora Back in the Fab Lane. Let's do this. Okay, so in the first mini scene, Aoki is in the Waymo, the kind of car in Los Angeles that doesn't have a driver. So that was cute. Then in the immediate next scene, Ming is talking to her friend Scarlett, who she's known since the 4th grade. I just want to say I like Scarlett. She seems lighthearted. She seems like she has a very grounding spirit, but also, grounding presence, but also something is fun about her. And it's obvious that Aoki turns to her it's obvious that Ming turns to her when she needs someone to talk to. So it looks like she's a good friend, which is fabulous. We all need a good friend, right? Ming has PCOS, polycystic ovarian, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's a condition that women get. It usually affects your uterus and your periods and things like that, your menstrual cycle. I had no idea that she was struggling with that. And now that I know that she has struggled with that, it makes sense. Now that I know that she has polycystic ovarian syndrome, it makes sense why we have seen her weight fluctuate. So I feel bad because she's so young to have to deal with such a serious condition. And it can cause infertility, as she mentions in the clip. So she's talking about getting her eggs frozen. And that makes sense because, like I said, the condition, it does affect your ability to be fertile and to have children. So good for her for thinking ahead and wanting to prepare, knowing that she has this condition that could affect the health of her womb if she wants to have children in the future. So that was a great first scene. Let's keep going. Okay, so in this next scene, Kimora is at a tea shop and it's Asian owned, and she has agreed to create her own Asian inspired drink for this. I don't know. It looks like a tea shop. I think it's a tea shop. And I think it's really awesome that she's partnering with businesses to bring some eyes to the businesses that she is supporting. So Hey is clearly in Los Angeles, and it's clear that, she is trying to bring some, what's the right word? Exposure. It's clear that she's trying to bring some exposure to Hey because it's an Asian tea house, Asian owned tea house. So I like that she's making her own drink. She's a big name. I think it'll bring the business plenty of exposure, and I think it'll also increase the amount of people who frequent the business now that it's been exposed onto, or excuse me, now that it's been shown on Kimora's show. So Aoki stops by to try her mom's drink. She telling her that, she needs more lychee in her drink. So Aoki, that was sweet of her to go over and try her mom's drink at the tea shop. So I really like this episode because it shows that Kimora is a businesswoman that likes to give back. Not only is she trying to continue to grow her own businesses and bring exposure to her own businesses, bring exposure to her daughter's businesses, now she's trying to bring exposure to local businesses. And that is a huge, huge thing. And I have so much respect for someone who does that. So this scene kind of ends up with Kimora getting a bunch of people to come into the tea shop and making them her new drink. And so she's making patrons that have stopped into the tea shop because they were calling on the phone. And she's so funny. She answered the phone at the shop, told them to come on by. I just like her. And so they are making drinks for the patrons, and she's doing a great job. I think it's fabulous. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so in this next scene, Ming has went to go see her doctor, and pretty much there's no need to really get too deep into what happened here. Long story short, Ming's doctor tells her that it is non-negotiable for her in her situation with her health and the PCOS that she should get her eggs frozen. I like this doctor. I want to say that. I really do. You could tell that she obviously really cares about what she does. She mentions how egg freezing isn't typically covered by insurance. That's something we should all be talking about, okay? Because with the woo child, you know what? I'm not even going to get into it. Can I get to it a little bit? You guys, I mean, just think about it. Here in the United States, we have so much processed food, lots of chemicals in our cleaners. We're exposed to so many chemicals. We don't even know what could be causing some of these illnesses, not just PCOS, but some of the other stuff as well. And we really think about it, that if those things are affecting your ability to have children, whether you're a male or a female, and there is a way to help you to be able to have kids later on in your life, it should be covered by your insurance. But, this whole insurance conversation is a big topic here in the United States right now, health insurance. So that's neither here nor there. But that's pretty much what happened in that scene. Now, Ming wants to tell her mother because obviously Ming doesn't have the money to cover that. I know she works, but she's very young still, and she looks like she's still trying to establish herself. So she doesn't have the money. So she's probably going to go ask her mom to help her to be able to freeze her eggs. And I understand that. I understand it and I respect it. And I'm looking forward to hearing the conversation between her and her mom regarding this. Let's keep going. In this next scene, Kimora is at the Golden Gala, which celebrates Asian excellence. So Kimora is actually getting ready to go to this gala. And I just want to say, I think that it's great. I love that Kimora is so in tune with her Asian side. That being said, it makes a lot of sense that she's so in tune with her Asian side because she actually says in this episode that she wasn't really close to her father. And I do believe her father is a Black man, a African American born man here in the United States. I believe, don't quote me on that. But I do think that that's the case. So it makes total sense that her, and I noticed even her daughters, even Ming talks about how much she loves Asian food and all that kind of stuff. So they're obviously very in tune with their Asian side, which is a wonderful thing. That being said, I just wonder how much she is in tune with her other side, or if she's in tune with her Black side at all. Just something I'm curious about. Let's continue to see how things go while they get dressed for the gala. Okay, so in this next scene, they are actually at the gala. Everyone looks beautiful. Kimora is in a shimmery green dress, and the daughters are wearing both black, but in different styles. Ming's black dress is very old Hollywood, very sexy. And Aoki's dress is very edgy, very modern, but they're both black and it's fabulous. So they're just enjoying the gala, they're networking, they are talking to the reporters. I guess they're reporters that go there. I don't know what you call those people, the interviewers who are usually on these type of carpets. And they just discuss about, growing up Asian, and the girls talk about their grandma. Kimora talks about her mom and how, her mom has shaped the way she, handles her family and things like that. So it was a beautiful scene. Let's keep going on to the last scene. Okay. So in this last scene, Kimora and Ming are having the conversation. Rather, Ming has reached out to her mom and is telling her that she would like to have her eggs frozen, and pretty much breaking to her that, I don't have any money. I like how straightforward she is. She's like, I don't have any money. It's expensive and it's not covered by insurance. And Kimora, being the excellent, wonderful mother that she is, tells her, don't worry about it. She talks about how much damage Ming puts on her credit cards, or rather how expensive it is to take care of Ming. And I'm sure that that's the truth, because Ming is the oldest. So she's she's a grown woman, and grown women things, especially let's say luxury items and things like that, they get to be expensive. So I'm sure that it is tough. But of course, naturally, Kimora says that, something like this she's going to do for her daughter. I want to say that Kimora is a greedy grandma. She's not even a grandma yet, but she is like talking about how she, is going to get the eggs. And if she doesn't do anything with the eggs, she's going to make her own grandbabies. And it's just so funny. I love that she accepts where she is in her life. I think that's really a beautiful thing. So they pretty much have that conversation. Kimora says she's going to support her daughter with getting egg retrieval. And I think it's wonderful. So to sum up this episode, what I basically saw on this episode was I got to know more about Kimora's Asian culture, how much pride she takes into it, how she's taught her daughters to take pride into it, how she shows up for the Asian community in Los Angeles and probably all around the world, or other events as well, global events. I don't know, but it's obvious that she shows up for these things and it's important to her. And that's what I really enjoyed this episode. And that's what I really took away from it. So that pretty much sums up episode 5 of Kimora Back in the Fab Lane.
By the end of episode 5, what stands out most is caretaking. The episode is about women doing the invisible labor of preparation, preparing their bodies, their families, their communities, and their futures. Ming's PCOS storyline reframes much of what we've previously seen from her. Her weight fluctuations, her quieter demeanor, her cautious approach to adulthood are no longer abstract or speculative. They're contextualized by real medical condition that carries physical, emotional, and reproductive consequences. The decision to freeze her eggs is framed as a necessity, and the fact that such a medically recommended procedure is often not covered by insurance quietly exposes how women's reproductive futures are still treated as optional rather than essential. Kimora's response to this moment is telling. She responds with immediacy, humor, and reassurance, understanding that motherhood sometimes means becoming financial and emotional infrastructure. Her willingness to support Ming without hesitation reinforces a central theme of the series. Legacy isn't just about what you pass down, but how you show up when it matters. Her partnership with an Asian-owned tea shop and her presence at the Gold Gala are active practices of cultural stewardship. Kimora uses her visibility to circulate attention and resources back into the community, showing that pride in one's heritage can be lived, embodied, and economically supportive. At the same time, the episode invites quiet questions about identity and proximity. Kimora's deep connections to her Asian roots, shaped in part by distance from her Black father, raises broader reflections about how mixed-race families navigate culture, belonging, and inheritance. The show doesn't answer these questions directly, but it allows space for them to exist, which adds to its emotional honesty. Ultimately, episode 5 is about continuity. It's about women planning for children they may or may not have, mothers preparing daughters for lives they won't fully witness, and culture being preserved not through words, but through action. It's a gentle episode, but a meaningful one, reminding us that some of the most important work happens quietly, long before the results are ever seen. And that sums up episode 5 of Kimora Back in the Fab Lane. What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what you think I should break down or what show you think I should break down next. I've been thinking about rewatching Candy's wedding miniseries because she's a hot topic right now due to her pending divorce. So let me know if you would be interested in watching a recap of her wedding series, okay? Make sure you leave a comment. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And in the meantime, enjoy the outro music as usual, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.